Are we going to talk about this now? We might talk about this now. Streaming is going to become even less common going forward. I was going to say, you may notice there's no NordVPN logo. There is. Get rid of it. Get it gone. After 3, maybe 4 years, it's happened. We've talked many times about what might happen when it happens. But after many years, we have unfortunately lost our stream sponsor, NordVPN, which, there you go, they're officially gone, which does have implications. I've said for many years, the only thing that makes streaming viable is the fact that I had a sponsor consistently, month in, month out for years, who were effectively paying me a full-time wage to stream. And they're now gone. So, unless we can find another sponsor, which we are looking, so all is not lost yet. Unless we can find another sponsor, streaming moves well down the pecking order, even when the new game comes out. Because putting it really bluntly, even with LOLLUJO 2 bringing in YouTube income, at the moment, without a sponsor, I lose money on streaming. So, Topher hasn't been fired for once. Topher has been repositioned within LOLLUJO Enterprises. And you may have noticed some of his handiwork came out on Monday. Topher works on the main channel now. Main channel Topher. He's had a promotion. We're going to be doing more videos like that. Topher is going to be spending the majority of his time on main channel stuff. And I'm not saying I'll never stream at all, but the likes of Tom and Luke, the guys who are killing it on YouTube at the moment, even Jack, they've all realised that in order to give your all to YouTube, you don't necessarily have time to do Twitch as well. And it's taken me a little bit longer to come to that conclusion. I didn't need to come to it as quickly because I was earning really good money off of the sponsorship. I won't lie. It was like I say, it was effectively a full-time salary that NordVPN were paying me to stream. So it was very easy for me to just ignore the problem, carry on streaming. But without them as a sponsor, and with no new sponsor on the horizon, it has led to me having to reassess everything. And if I've got to rely just on YouTube money, I ain't making enough of that at the moment. So I need to do some more of these big videos that get more views. And we need to really start focusing on growing the channel again and being a good boy. So the Twitch stuff will happen as and when. I doubt we're ever going to be back on a schedule again unless we get a sponsor again. That includes going into FM25. I'm not going to abandon this save because I'm not a monster. We will finish this save. It'll just be finished very sporadically. Right, should we do a YouTube intro? We should do a YouTube. I have no idea what's going on in the save. Hold on. Before we do a YouTube intro. So it seems like we're at the start of a season. And God, we've got £150 million to spend. What has gone on this summer? I've sold £215 million worth of players. What's happened? Why is Alejandro gone? Why is Walter gone? What the hell's gone on here? Has someone else been playing this save? Who the hell are these guys? Who are you, Dean Sweeney? Backup goalkeeper, apparently. Who's Steve Reese? A terrible winger. What has gone on here? Tell me some of these are not rubbish. Right, we've got a new goalkeeper. Not as good as Walter. That's good. This guy is... Okay, he's quite exciting. I don't mind that one. That's another striker. So we'll try... Oh, okay. So he scores goals. And then who's this guy? An attacking mid... Oh, okay. An attacking midfielder. So what does our best 11 look like at the moment? Who is Silva? Emiliano Silva. Oh, okay. Mr. Chapman, you're spoiling me with your delights from the past. Emiliano Silva is an 18-year-old Uruguayan who's already the best striker at the club. Who needs Alejandro? I think I know what's going on. Let's do a YouTube intro. Hopefully, it's going to have fun editing this together, because that summary probably needs to be in the video. And the announcement at the start probably needs to be in the video. I mean, he's not going to be doing as many Twitch highlight videos now, but the ones he does do, I want to make hard for him. Boys and girls, I'm back. Look, this is me. I've returned, and apparently we've got £150 million to spend, but most of our squad have left. This is going to be interesting. We're playing a game today as well. Let's play a match and see how good we are. If we're good, then we don't need to spend the money. I believe Past Kev said that's future Kev's problem. Past Kev is a turd. I really can't stand him. Is there any consolation? Walter wanted to go to Newcastle and didn't want to go to Man United. Is that consolation? We're actually not going to win. Someone said, is it time for the button? Definitely not if we can't beat Kilmarnock. We're a long way from the button. Button territory is seasons away. We're nothing without Walter. We lose our goalkeeper and now we can't score goals. I mean, losing Alejandro is probably also a part of that. My mouse button's not working. Looks like we're losing Abdulaziz as well. Give me more money. So this is the season we have to do a full rebuild then, I guess. Because everyone is being dragged away by proper clubs. Because they don't want to play for the biggest club in Scotland anymore. Which I guess is fair enough. We knew we weren't going to be able to keep these players forever. I mean, does he want this one? Right, he doesn't want that one, so I don't need to accept that one. This is the one that he wants, but they're not offering enough. So I can also reject that one. How old are you? 27? I'm not bringing in old men. This is not a retirement home. Who is he? He's only 6'2". Tiny little boy. I don't want a tiny little boy. Although he is wanted by some big clubs and Tottenham. Can we do Champions League registration yet? This is the problem as well. I don't know what the Champions League registration situation is. So we've got 3 homegrown at club, 3 homegrown in nation. But a very big squad. So I don't really want to sign anyone. Oh, there's a player called Elvis. Should we sign Elvis? Right, Zhao wants to play more games. If he could just be a little patient, we're probably about to lose another centre-back. Show a little patience. Don't be so ridiculous. I don't believe, Zhao. How good is your English? You've got basic English. I don't believe for a second that Zhao knows the word temerity. I call shenanigans. I don't think this is the real Zhao that I'm talking to. Who the hell is this guy? Right, so my assistant manager thinks I need a defensive midfielder. Or my director of football does. That might be the case, but I don't want that one. So let's go and find a better one. I'm going to be guided by what he thinks I should do. But I'm going to buy better players than the ones he suggests. So this guy is the guy we're actually going to buy. £50 million for a 3-star player. And yet we're going to have to sell our stars for 30. That's the annoying point we've reached in the save. We have to massively overpay to convince average players to come and play for us. And then as soon as they have a half-decent season, they're ready to move on and insisting on going for less than we paid for them. Great. Right, Ramos doesn't want the Monza money. That's good. I'd just give up if Ramos went as well, I think. That's too much of the heart and soul of the club to lose in one go. Right, again, Bruno, I don't want you to go. I need some homegrown players to come through. Oh, we've got to pay 60 million for this guy. Are you kidding me? That feels too much. Let's try and get it back closer to 50. Offer them a bit more up front. We've got loads of money. We could just offer them the whole lot up front. Should we just offer them a flat 50 and see what they say? There we go. We might as well. We've got loads of money. We don't even need the Never Never anymore. Yeah, so the other news as well, which those of you who watched my Lego stream earlier in the week will already be aware of, we've potentially got to move house as well. It's all kicking off at the same time. You're not having Fernando. I got a text Monday morning from my landlord saying they were looking to sell the house. Which was a lovely way to start the week, it has to be said. They want to sell it to me, which is the positive, or to me and Anna. The negative to that is we can't buy it now because we restructured the business last year to become a limited company, and we haven't done our first year's accounts as a limited company yet, but we did it partway through the tax year. So our self-assessment is showing a much lower income than what it has done in all the previous years and what it actually is, just because of accountancy shenanigans that I don't really understand. But bottom line, right now, we can't get a mortgage anywhere near enough to buy this house. If they'd have offered it to us this time last year, we could have done. And if they can wait a year, we can then as well. So that's what I've asked them at the moment. I've said, can we rent it from you for another year and then we buy it off you next year? To which they've said, we kind of really need to sell now. Reading between the lines, I think they've got a fixed rate that's coming up in December, because they were like, I really want to get it sold before December. So either they've got a big bill in December and need the equity, or their fixed rate that they did 5 years ago just before we moved in is coming up and their mortgage is about to go up massively and they want it gone before that happens. I've offered, and this is where it is at the moment, I've offered to increase. I've basically said, I assume you've got a fixed rate that's ending. I'm willing to sign a 1 year lease at a higher rent that will cover your new mortgage payment if we sign it for a year, and then we can do a handshake agreement for us to buy the house off you at the end of the year. At the end of that year, not the end of this year, at the end of the year, in a year's time. Because that will mean we'll have our accounts in, we'll be able to get a mortgage, gives us a little bit of time to make sure our deposit is accessible as well, which it isn't really currently. And they've asked for the weekend to think it over. Yeah, that's the other thing, repairs and stuff like that. Like, I know the house needs a new boiler. I don't mind taking a hit on that in the interest of convenience. If I buy the house, I'll replace the boiler. If they sell it to anyone else, they're going to have to replace that boiler first. Yeah, there's no guarantee they sell before December, exactly. So fingers crossed, they just come back and say, yeah, fine, we'll do another 1 year lease and we don't have a problem. If they dig their heels in and say, no, we definitely need to sell by December, then we're going to have to move. So if we find out early next week that we've got to move by December, realistically, we've got to move by the end of September, which is quite the time frame. Ready to buy, like getting the deposit together and whatnot. So yeah, it's all very complicated, and we're kind of in a situation, we're kind of in limbo right now, which as an autistic man is my worst state to be in. This guy looks all right. A 6'4" right back, yes please. A bit of very rudimentary right move research. I think this Milton Keynes is probably the furthest south we could go. What? For goodness sake. We're losing Pavel. For nothing. I mean, he wasn't a first team player, so it doesn't matter a huge amount, but it's still upsetting. I mean, our dynamics must be ruined. Yeah, it is. Team cohesion is wrecked because of all these transfers. I don't want a 25-year-old 3-star right back. There must be a better right back than him out there. Why do we even need a right back? Okay, we've only got one. If Kevin's leaving, which he is. If Kevin and Muller both go, God, we do need a right back. Okay, I guess this is my boy, because he's basically a winger. Boink. No, that's far too much money, you buffoon. Well, if we're having to pay this kind of money, we're paying a lot less up front. That's how it is. There we go. Is this guy better, actually? He's 5'3". But we're going to sign a tiny Italian. Maybe I want a tiny Italian. He'll be cheaper as well. I think we're going to get a tiny Italian, actually. Yeah. I'd rather have a tiny Italian than the other guy. Because he's half the price. And tiny. Oh, so I have to sign someone to help him settle. So just another Italian. What the hell? We're losing all of it. Why does he want that much money? What is wrong with him? He's played 24 matches in his career. Why are Milan giving him £250,000 a week? Well, okay. We're not getting the tiny Italian then. Who the hell's this guy? Oh, okay. We'll just sign him. We already had someone else brewing. I mean, I guess he's the answer, isn't he? A large American rather than a tiny Italian. We've gone from one extreme to the other. Now we've got to play Celtic with half the team missing. Oh, good. Talking of players being missing, Zhao's knocking around in nightclubs. Brilliant. Goodness me. How many nightclubs are there in Methil? For goodness sake. Maybe I'll move there. It seemed lovely when I was up there before. I hear there's good bus routes to Edinburgh from there as well. Right, come on then, let's beat Celtic. Easy peasy. Goal. Huzzah. Yeah, I think Mondays are going to be no Wembley Mondays from now on. That's the catchy name for them. There'll still be 5 Wembley videos a week, just not on Mondays. Because looking at my analytics, Monday is my busiest day of the week on the channel. So rather than taking the one-off videos and hiding them at the weekend and wondering why people don't watch them, I'm going to give them the best chance of succeeding by releasing them on Mondays. But still 5 days a week like it always has been. Just a different 5 days. So that I don't kill the one-off videos off by putting them in graveyard slots. Exactly. The regular viewers will watch whenever the videos are posted. Exactly. If you haven't watched it yet, you should. 'Tis a good save. Right. He can't be the best left back that's available. What is it with the average players my director of football's finding? They're all old. Maybe he is the best left back available. You know who I'd really want in this scenario? Him. He would be ideal. But of course, he wanted to go out on loan. So stupid. Get lost, Arsenal. Oh, for goodness sake. See, 28 million is pathetic. But yeah, let's sign a replacement player first. And then let's just not try and find one, I guess. You thought it was bad before I went to Centre Parks. I made myself cry while I was there, going to the toilet. Yeah, there you go. It took an hour and a half before we got around to my anus. That's a good stream. Right, new left back is in. He's not very good, but he's just a short-term thing until Gabrielson comes back. By the way, my FPL league is back up. If you were in it last year, you'll be automatically re-entered into it. If you weren't in it last year, the link is on my Twitter. Come and join my FPL league. Right, I don't know if the fact that he's come in before Lippy's agreed terms with Arsenal means he counts as the replacement. We might have got the replacement and then still not have to sell Lippy. I did notice as well when I was setting the league back up again that it did mention all of FPL's partners, one of which was Football Manager. Now, obviously, they've got the Premier League license, so it could just be that. But imagine if it's integrated somehow. If they bring FPL into Football Manager and find a way to make it interactive with the chat, I'll be back streaming in a heartbeat. Can you imagine how good that would be? If they could somehow link it into Twitch and have you lot be able to play along doing FPL in game while I'm playing the game, that would be amazing. I suspect I'm not going to be rewarded with that wonderfulness. Announce it. There you go. That's happening, probably. And that's how you know it's not. Because if it was, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Do a football. Somebody do a football. Oh, that is going to be a football. There you go. That's my left back there. Boo. If you do end up moving, will you judge potential houses by number of chairs? Yeah, obviously. How else do you judge a house? I might do a stream. If we do, I tell you what, if we do have to move, I genuinely might just do a stream that's just me going through Rightmove, reviewing houses as if it was non-league to legend. There's a very real possibility that having already announced a club, I might have to get in their DMs and say, sorry guys, I moved. I commented that like an hour ago, as if I read the chat. Come on. Especially when I'm in full flow. I only glance at the chat when I've run out of things to say from my pre-planned script. I mean, we're unlikely to move far, so I imagine it wouldn't change anything. If anything, we'd be moving closer to... It's Banbury we're doing, isn't it? If anything, we're likely to move closer to Banbury. If Banbury's where I think it is. Because we're likely to... If we move away from where we are, we're likely to go south. Or was it Brackley? What's the difference? They sound the same. Are they not the same place? They're both south, right? I feel like they're the same place. There's your posture check. Reading chat is like a comic asking someone in the front row what they do for a living. Exactly. You just do it when the rest of your material is dying. I've got too many central midfielders. We need to sell Lippy. Ba, ba, ba. Maybe I'll just move to Scotland. Scotland was nice that one time I went there. I liked haggis. An anonymous gifter is gifting a sub. Thank you very much, anonymous gifter. Is Stranack one of my favourite left-back boys I've had? He's probably my favourite left-back ever. I love him. Look at him go. Where's he going? Doesn't matter. He'll go where he wants. Oh, what a goal. There you go. That's how he says goodbye to East Fife. I actually might discuss some of the house stuff on more Kevin Chapman. It might fit there. Oh, I think it possibly fits even better on Block Party because it's relevant to Lego. Whoa! We're signing a left back. I've not even looked at him. Just get him in. Whatever. No, didn't get him in. Brilliant. Can we register a Champions League squad? So Stranack is homegrown at club and still classed as under 21. What a man. For him to still be under 21 and already homegrown at club, so doesn't even need to be registered, he is heroic. Pfeiffer, not in, so we can put him in. Don't know why he wasn't in. Zivkovic needs to get right. We can't actually do a squad. So we are going to have to do some shenanigans here. Let's work out what we're going to do. So we've got to the end of the window and we've still got over 100 million left. But we also have too many players to be able to register a Champions League squad. We can't win. Let's beat Arsenal. If we beat Arsenal, we're going to win the Champions League this year. But without it, there's not a chance I would be streaming tonight. Business expense. I mean, it's not directly a business expense. The unit was. Oh, look at that. Silver scored again. Onside referee. Yeah, the unit was a business expense. The electricity just comes out of the generic cost of living, working from home payment that I can pay to myself based on the percentage of the house that I use for business use. So, I mean, I guess it does make my electric bill bigger, and I can do a percentage of my electric bill. This squad isn't as good as the squad that had Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes, Rooney, Campbell, Ferdinand, Cole. That was a much better squad. We've got a couple of very standout players in this, but we've only got one striker and no defenders in this squad. We've just got quite a lot of very similar midfield players. We're going to win the Champions League. I think I said if we beat Arsenal, we're going to win the Champions League. Well, here we are beating Arsenal away from home. I think we're going to win the Champions League this year, folks. Finally. We just needed a pre-season of chaos to do it. Lippy's on, look. They're playing Lippy as a halfback. Lippy spent the last 2 years as my playmaker, and they've brought him on to play as a halfback. Clueless. Who's the Arsenal manager? What a clown. What a clown, De Zerbi. St Mirren haven't had a shot in that entire match. They've ended with 0 XG and no shots. They were third in the league going into that. I think we've done quite well there, haven't we? And we're in Scotland, so even if we brought through the best Scottish player of his generation, he wouldn't get in our squad. Surprised he hasn't changed his name to Muck Ramos. We're 2-0 up inside 4 minutes. Pervert corner. Here we go. Pervert's at the ready. Oh, that's a penalty kick. We don't need a penalty. Silva's scored again. This kid is only 18. He's scoring at more than a goal a game, including in the Champions League, and he's only 18. Who needs Alejandro? We've got Emiliano. Ah, I see. I see. Just checking if anyone's bought anything off my eBay lately. On a box that I've never opened. I don't even know there's cards in it. I've never even opened the box. I bought it sealed, put it under the stairs sealed, sold it still sealed for double what I paid for it 3 years ago. There's money in these Pokemon cards, boys and girls. Use one, sell one. And now I'm doing the sell one. And a lot of them have come close to doubling in value. So we're getting to the point now where that little Pokemon spending spree where everyone thought I'd lost my mind is on the verge of becoming free when you average it out over the years. So from the moment I said we were going to set a record score, we never actually scored a game. Ah, I see. Yeah, that's what that man does when he's in a bad mood. That'll do. How's Jesse Lingard? Still stealing a living, doing absolutely nothing, and loving life. We're still 21 degrees. I don't think it's going to get any cooler in here. 2.5 hours that's been on, and it's almost dark outside now. It's still not dropping below 21. Zivkovic is the ideal domestic striker. While we've got Silva tearing up the Champions League, this is Zivkovic's level, coming in to play these league games. He'll get 30 goals in the SBL this year. Oh, that's lovely work from Zivkovic. I may have been a little bit harsh on him because that was top quality. Don't disallow that, ref. He needs it. Because that was a beautiful assist. That's all right then. This is lovely work from Zivkovic. What a pass this is. Beautiful. Bum 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 ba ba da 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 da. Oh, thought Fife was maybe being a little too clever there. Left the ball, but there was no one to leave it to. I've just realised the in-game adverts are Football Manager. They seem to be really pushing the FMFC thing. I'm surprised they've not got the new Football Manager logo going around the pitch. Get people ready for FM25. Silva just going to continue doing a goal a game, despite being pushed out onto the wing. Doesn't matter where he plays, he's going to score. Silva's in again. Silva scores again. Ho, 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 ho. He is the one. He is the one we've been waiting for 20 years, or however long this save's been going. We have just been waiting for Emiliano Silva to turn up. Was he even born when the save started? How old is he? What year is it? 2019 he was born. So when the save started, he was 5 years old. That's quite the good run of form, isn't it? Right, boys and girls, looking ahead at the fixtures that we've got, it's a while until we play Napoli. And my anus, goodness me, they need to stop overboiling this calamari. I think I'm going to end the stream there because, frankly, I need to stand up and I don't have the standing camera set up. My butthole is giving me some problems. So we are going to stop there. I don't know when the next stream is going to be. Probably sometime next week. If I have a quick look at my diary. I know I can't do tomorrow because I'm out. Because, you know, it's Friday night and I'm a cool guy. Sunday, I'll be doing a Lego stream. I imagine maybe Monday or Tuesday we'll be back. I'm not sure which yet. It'll be one of those, Monday or Tuesday next week. We'll probably do a couple of streams next week. I'm not abandoning Twitch entirely until we finish this save. So we'll try and get a couple of streams in next week. And yeah, it probably won't be Monday because Monday the big video will be out. So it might be Tuesday. We'll see. We'll figure something out. But for now, yeah, I need to go and stand up. Thank you for watching, boys and girls. I'm going to find somebody to raid. See, this is the other reason I need to tone back the streaming. I can't sit here for 3 hours anymore. The hell is that maniac playing? Good Lord. EA Sports College Football 25. My word.